Quick exhaust valve. Quick exhaust valve is a special purpose valve used in pneumatic systems. It is designed to increase the actuation speed of a cylinder above that of the normal speed by the unrestricted increased flow rate of air. Pressure to cylinder, main pressure line, valve body to cylinder, resilient disc and exhaust, and return air from cylinder, quick exhaust. The basic principle of a quick exhaust valve is to allow a normal flow to the cylinder in the supply line while increase the flow rate above the normal rate in the return line. It basically eliminates the entry of return or exhaust air through the usual direction control valve route where flow passes through the constraints of the tubes and valves. It consists of a cylindrical body with three ports. The port P is connected to the pressure line inlet, the port A is connected to the cylinder, and port R is connected to the exhaust. Though all the ports are interconnected, there is an intermediate resilient disc which allows the flow between only two ports at a time. In operation, when the inlet line pressure is applied to the port P, the disc under pressure opens up to port A while sealing the exhaust port. The openings in the disc are sufficient enough to allow a normal flow rate from port P to port A, which causes the cylinder actuation at the normal design speed. When the cylinder performs the return stroke, the supply line is blocked. Because of this, resilient disc springs back to its NC position, thus blocking the port P. At this position, port A allows the return air by connecting to the exhaust line R. Since it gives a large opening between the cylinder return and exhaust port under spring return in a single acting cylinder or under the return line pressure in a double acting cylinder, the air is exhausted freely through the valve. Due to its unrestricted excess flow rate, the cylinder retracts at a higher speed than the normal design speed. Graphical representation of quick exhaust valve. Time delay valve. The principle of construction of a time delay valve is similar to a three-position two-way pilot operated valve. The pilot valve is designed to operate against a spring pressure once the pilot chamber pressure exceeds the spring pressure. The main valve is held in a closed position in a NC type valve by a bias spring. The flow rate can be set by the needle valve screw, time set screw, needle valve, flap check valve, reservoir, pilot piston, and vent. In operation, the air is allowed to the pilot chamber reservoir through the needle valve. The reservoir size and the flow rate through the needle valve decide the time required to build up a pressure in the reservoir. Once the pressure reaches the spring pressure, it actuates the main poppet valve and allows the main line pressure P to enter the cylinder port A. When the pilot pressure is removed, a flap check valve opens up and the pilot valve is vented quickly to atmosphere. At the same time, the pilot valve retracts under spring pressure. The main poppet valve closes, stopping the air supply from P to A, while the port A is connected to the exhaust line are